and thanks for staying with us. The customs management has continued to generate more revenue for the country. Also on customs report, Assistant Court-General of Nigerian Customs Service Zone A visited some commands in Lagos. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Etinye. Stay tuned. Since the appointment of the Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service by Mr. President, the service has continued to improve on revenue generation and fight against illegal importation of drugs into Nigeria.
Have defied various prohibition laws and regulations in the port. I challenge them to go after these containers and after the importers of these containers and bring them to book. I am happy that our officers in Apapa Command have realized that it's important that we do not sacrifice the health and the security of Nigerians and everyone living in this country on the altar of trade facilitation. I am pleased to state that our officers are now living up to the expectations by executing the mandates that I gave to them to the fullest. In total, we have seen 12 containers today that have been seized. All these containers were imported in flagrant violation of Section 233 of the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023. And let me give some details of each of these containers. One of them, a 40-footer with number SEGU 4339917, was declared to contain baclofen tablets, metoprolol succinate, ethanol gloves, losartan potassium, and so on and so forth. However, when subjected to examination, it was found to contain health immune supplements that has expired, and there are lots of other tablets, other active ingredients inside the containers which are all been expired. In this examined container, as in many others that has been seized by the command, the expired and unexpired medicaments did not carry the required NAFDAC number. In addition to the expired pharmaceutical products, another 20-footer, number DFSU 1362498, was found to contain cartons of Royal Tramadol in 225 milligram package, which were concealed with expired cartons of really extra analgesic, antiseptic, and anti-inflammatory tablets, all of them without NAFDAC number.
At the level of the customs, we've made modest contributions to ensure that this merchandise do not get into our shores and that do not end in the wrong hands. Now, because of the source of these items, if you recall, we've also had some similar seizures before in Lagos ports. Earlier this year, we had some interception at the Tinkan Island ports with drugs. We will be interested if there is any nexus between all of these people who are, who are the promoters and the perpetrators of this evil. But we are indeed very happy that progress has been made in your investigations. So there is nothing that demonstrates the power of collaborations more than what this particular case in point has done for us. As a service,
say before the Controller General that you have done so much in the fight against proliferation of small arms and light weapons. we want to enlist your service, sir, in the fight against criminal elements who parade themselves as personnel of the center under different names like NatForce, NatCom, etc. We have them, these are imposters. They will tell you they have the capacity to give employment to 1 million youths. They do not. They have fraudulently obtained money from unsuspecting Nigerians. I want to seize this opportunity to say loud and clear here that some of these criminal elements are currently in the net.
Nigeria over the last 2-3 days.
C'est notre plaisir que vous êtes là depuis 3 jours.
Our appreciation is more important when we look at the logistics, what it takes to get you here in a very short notice.
Le plaisir, c'est que je suis tellement également, donc je suis également content parce que c'était dans quelques minutes, dans quelques instants que vous êtes invité ici au Nigeria.
In the street parlance, the one that is very popular with us in this part of the world, I would just say, welcome to Niger.
Donc, c'est comme dans le parole, donc, que les gens disent, vous êtes bienvenus au Niger.
Now, the World Customs Organization is an umbrella body that brings together over 184 customs administrations in the world.
L'Organisation mondiale a presque 182 pays.
And of course, we know that it's administered by a Secretary General who is elected.
Donc, il est contrôlé par le secrétaire général.
Apart from the Secretary General, we also have an administrative structure that is headed by a chairperson.
Donc, à partir du secrétaire général, nous avons un autre sous-direction qui est chargé de vice-chair, la position de vice-chair.
The chairperson and the Secretary General are both assisted by vice chairs that are elected for each of the 6 regions of WCO.
Le secrétariat et le secrétaire et le vice-chair est assisté par le vice-chair qui est souvent nominé.
The sub-regions are designated along some major geographical divisions in the world.
Les sous-régions sont donc divisées dans d'autres différentes provinces dans le monde.
So, by an accident of geography, we have found ourselves in the West and Central African sub-region.
Donc, le Nigeria est situé dans la centre de l'Ouest Afrique.
And in this region, we have 24 customs administrations, both from the west and the central part of Africa, west and central part of Africa.
Dans ces régions, nous avons 24 pays entre les deux régions.
Each region is headed by a vice chair that is also elected.
Chaque région est contrôlée par un vice-chair qui est aussi nominé.
So Nigeria was elected into this position in May 2022.
Le Nigeria a été nominé à cette position en mai l'an 2022.
So we are one sub-region, but we have very common experience.
Nous sommes dans la même région, mais nous avons donc l'expérience commune.
So we have very similar mandates from every customs administrations to the other.
Donc notre mandat est toujours le même.
So you can talk about every customs administration generating revenue to support the national budgets.
Donc nous pouvons parler de les recettes pour supporter la douane entière.
We also have the obligations to implement measures that improve the environment of trade through trade facilitation.
Nous avons des mesures d'améliorer les affaires qui se passent dans notre région.
And from what we see from experience all over the world, we are living in a world of economic integrations. Customs administrations are charged with the responsibility of administering and implementing these integration measures.
Nous vivons dans le monde qui est en charge de l'intégration économique, dont la responsabilité de la douane, c'est de toujours essayer de faire l'intégration économique.
Finally, all our customs administrations are challenged by issues of fragile borders and insecurity.
Bon, tous nos douanes ils ont le défi, donc les problèmes des ports qui sont les frontières fragiles, donc le problème de sécurité.
So we're now faced with the challenge of working with other security agencies to ensure our national security.
Donc il est nécessaire de travailler toujours avec d'autres bureaux qui sont en charge de l'enforcement de sécurité. Quoi.
So this is what we all face in our region, and we have regular platforms, we have regular meetings, we have activities where we discuss these problems and provide solutions to them.
Donc ce sont des questions, des problèmes que nous avons toujours dans nos régions, que nous avons toujours des ateliers, des réunions pour améliorer des situations.
These activities provide us the opportunity to exchange, to share experiences that we have on all these issues.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Assistant Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service in charge of Zone A has paid a working visit to some commands in the zone. In one of the commands he visited, he was welcomed by Customs Quarter Guard and the command.
Salute!
While the ACG speaks on his visit to the command.
I'm here to meet up with you and to deliver CGC's message to all of you. A couple of days ago, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, I was here with the CGC to witness one of the spectacular seizures made in Nigeria Customs Service. That seizure was done here at the airport under the leadership of Controller Awe. I am telling you, the CGC was very impressed. For anybody, any importer to have the guts to bring in arms and ammunition into Nigeria through cargo, that person must have heart, really. They are doing all that because of certain reasons. One among the reasons might be that they are looking down on some of us. They look down on some of us. If they don't, they will not have the guts to move in such cargoes into Nigeria through this kind of place. It's a challenge to all of us. When somebody is bringing in arms and ammunition through a command like this, it means he has that mind that he's going to go through it. Probably there are some officers that might be compromised, which I believe no right-thinking officer would compromise on issue of arms and ammunition No right-thinking officer will compromise on the issue of drugs into this country, no matter what. So I'm urging all of you to please intensify examination in whatever cargo that comes into Nigeria through this airport. The first thing is commendation. I'm here on behalf of the CGC to commend all of you for being part of MMAC under the leadership of Controller Awe. At the same time, to talk to ourselves, to talk to you on the need to intensify our examination of cargoes. That is the only thing left for us as it is right now. Because when you look at custom procedures, custom import procedure, what does it entail? A declarant or an agent intending to import anything into Nigeria opens a Form M. The Form M means they get the information from performer invoice. All detail presented on the performer invoice is mostly what is uploaded on the Form M. Form M moves into translate into issuing of PAR based on information supplied. Now the PAR is issued. Imports are done. The declarants go ahead to make his declaration and do his payment. Let's assume he's bringing in television. He makes payment on television, let's say 10 million. Then from the trader zone, it moves to custom zone, 10 million. You as an officer, you have a rethink, or you think over it. Examinations are conducted, whether properly or improperly.
The Customs Area Controller told the ACG that the command is always ready to implement government policies to the letter.
Take to that advice, and by the grace of God, it will yield positive results.
I'm here today on the instruction of the Controller General Federal Fire Service, Engineer Jaji O. Abdul Ganiyu, MNS Fire. He has mandated all zonal controllers in every zone that you are posted to or deployed to. You have to cooperate and synergize with other agencies because Federal Fire Service is also a security agency. Seeing the situation of security, the state of security in Nigeria, we are here today to synergize. We are here to rub minds together on how we can cooperate and work together. It's the setting of our country today. First of all, in Federal Fire Service, we start with basic fire training. Because when you train people on basic firefighting, you find out that they will be able to handle every issue of fire, whether within their home, their residential area, or in their business premises, or even in any environment that they may find themselves. So that basic fire training, basic firefighting training is paramount. That we are here today is for us to synergize. You don't work in isolation. We are here today, like I said, I was posted newly to this zone, Zone F newly, so I have to familiarize with other agencies that are also working in tandem with the mandates and with what the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I hope you know about his 8-point agenda. So in whatever zone, in whatever state we are, we also carry that and fly and walk and run with it.
We are thankful to the very senior officer and the President of Assistant Comptroller General, the Controller of Zone F Federal Service, for this auspicious outing. This courtesy visit has added value to the college training programs. In fact, coincidentally, it coincided with Custom Controller General Leadership Trust, which are collaboration, innovation, and this visit is in line with one of his leadership trusts, which is collaboration. And the college stands to benefit from our sister agency during training programs of the institution. In one of the senior officers' presentation, she gave us an insight of their roles during disasters situation, and that will add value to our cadets and other serving officers that will be on training. Certainly, we are going to engage the very senior officers and her team during future training exercise.
The Customs Controller in charge of FOU Zone A, Coordinator, Border Trail, Controller, Semi-Border, and also the Commandant of Customs Training School, Ikeja, to join the Air Force Training School, the graduation ceremony in Lagos. At the venue, the Air Force Chief, who was represented at the occasion, speaks on the graduation ceremony in Badagry.
All the 61 students are graduating today, despite the various challenges encountered during this course, some of which are flooding, infrastructure problem, power supply, accommodation problem, and poor internet coverage. However, these graduating students were able to cope with this harsh condition and are leaving this school as better finance personnel. For the graduating students, learning is a continuous exercise. When you stop learning, you stop living. Feel free to call on any of your instructors or guidance whenever the need arises. Guests of honor, sir, may I express our profound gratitude to the Chief of the Air Staff for his continuous support to the school. We are also grateful to Chief of Account and Budget, Air Officer Commanding Ground Training Command, Commander 081 Park, for their encouragement and support.
The Commandant of the college also speaks more, while the representative of the boss has this to say. The graduation students were later given certificates by some selected members of the Nigerian Customs Service alongside some of the members of the Nigerian Air Force.
Now 22 of the 40659.
The Nigerian Air Force has put in place a committee looking at curriculum of various courses in our school to make sure that they are outcome-based. And this was put in place in drawing up the syllables which the participants have passed through. And if you look at what was presented during the course analysis, you find that a lot of them have done very well. And we expect that meeting these expected outcomes, we should expect better personnel, better finance officers, better accounts clerks in the field to contribute in their quota in running a wonderful Air Force. We have what we call mandatory continuous progression courses. So for every cadre, you find out that you must attain some level of competence and then do some stipulated courses based on your rank before you can even get promoted to the next higher rank. We also still make very valuable use of this. We are relocating, or there are plans to relocate the School of Finance to its permanent site in Ibadan. This place will still be put to use. There are other units here. There's still the hospital here. There is the station here. It is just one of the elements that are here that will be relocating. For the Nigerian Air Force, the Air Force is there to support you. We make sure that we have people with excellent capacity to contribute to rebuilding our nation.
Just before the end of this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Assistant Controller General of Customs Service said some comments in the country, where he also told them that the Nigerian Customs Service will continue to improve our revenue generation as well as fight against smuggling in the country. For me, Egeseme Etienne, thanks for watching.